Welcome to the Lawless Astrology channel. I'm Dabney Lawless, and I am an evolutionary astrologer that trained with the renowned Steven Forrest, and who many of you know. What we're going to be doing in this video is looking at the planetary energies for next week, focusing in on that new moon in Cancer on July 5th. So if that's something you're interested in, please stick around. Again, this is the Lawless Astrology channel, and my hope with this channel is to kind of spread consciousness to help you co-create with the cosmos and kind of tap into the planetary energies, tap into your inner wisdom, and sort of live a more peaceful life. Kind of get a little bit more out of life. So I'm going to start with July 2nd. So July 2nd, Neptune is going to be stationary retrograde at 29 of Pisces. So I've been talking a lot about this. I did a whole video with Ricky Williams about this specific degree because it's so important. It is, I think, probably to me, it's the most important thing happening in the sky right now. So July 2nd is the actual kind of like where it stations and goes retrograde. So we're going to be feeling this tremendously. And I think it's no coincidence that on the exact same day, the sun is going to be squaring the nodes. So let's just quickly recap what this means when we're talking about the station retrograde. That means that anaretic, that really, really important last degree where it like basically almost came into Aries of Neptune. It's in Pisces still. And it basically said, okay, I see Aries I see it. I've got my little spy scope and I see it up ahead. But no, I'm not done. I need to go back and there's some things I need to finish. So there's a lot of business that we need to finish. And at the same time, the sun, which has to do with who we are as individuals, okay? It's our own identity, okay? It has so much to do with our makeup. Sun sign astrology works sometimes because that's such a vital part of who we are. It's going to be squaring the nodes saying like, okay, there's something karmic that we need to get right. There's something that we didn't do right. So I feel like there's some part of the energy, the planetary energy of this week that is like, we need to go back and review. We need to kind of take stock in things and we need to look at our karma. And, you know, if you haven't heard me say it before, I'm probably going to say it a million times. If you want to know what your karma is, look at your life, look at your current life situation, look at your past life situation. These, you know, and by past life situation, I mean like look at, 10 years ago, look at 15 years ago, like all of that is your karma. Okay. So, I think that next week, or if you're watching it during the week, I think this whole first week in July is really about taking stock of who we are as individuals and our karma and going back and reviewing how we want to do our lives, what we want to do better, what we want to get right, where have we gone off track and need to get back on track. Okay, so the week that I'm recording this, the week before, the last week in June, there's a little bit more like out of bounds energy, a little bit more chaotic energy. I feel like this first week in July is all about going back, reviewing, and setting yourself up to get on the right track. So then turning to July 3rd, we have Mercury opposite Pluto. So Mercury will have just entered the sign of Leo, where there's a degree of self-expression, and it is opposite Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. So what this is telling me is there's an opportunity for you again to kind of get yourself on the right path when it comes to communication. This is anything dealing with Pluto has to do with deep healing. And when you have Mercury entering the sign of Leo, you are really taking stock in how you want to communicate, what's right for you. Okay. And so balancing that with how you need to interact and communicate with a larger body and collective of people. And so again, we do have some healing energy because anything dealing with Pluto has to do with transformation. So I would say that this is a really good time to kind of reflect on your individual needs for communication and how do you typically communicate? And have you been, kind of spouting off and talking about things that you don't know much about? And you need to take a step back and really kind of hone your communications and speak with a little bit more power and gravitas that has authenticity behind it. So Pluto also asks us to be incredibly authentic. So really kind of going back to the themes of this week, if this week is about healing, I think there's an opportunity on the 3rd to kind of settle into where you need to heal around your thoughts and communication, because Mercury also rules, thoughts. So what's the self-talk that you're giving yourself that maybe needs to be examined? This July 5th, which is the new moon in Cancer. So I've done some longer new moon and full moon videos. I think that maybe they're a little bit too long, so I want to kind of cut to the chase for you guys. So let's talk about Cancer energy, all right? So Cancer is loving energy. It's protective energy. It is sweetness and softness and emotions. It's ruled by the moon. It has everything to do with motherly energy. Okay. So, and also childlike energy. So it's definitely that mother and child. I have a lot of Cancer planets, and I can tell you, I can be a big baby. Okay. But I also am a very protective mama. All right, so that's Cancer. All right, and then we have new moon. So a review, a new moon is where we can't see where we're going. It's the dark of the moon. And so it's like the lights got shut out and we're not really sure where we're going, but we're feeling our way around, okay? But this is a really good time to sort of tune in to ourselves and hear the messages from beyond. Okay. And so those messages can come from your guides. They can come from your inner knowing. It's about really settling into your gut and listening to the messages that you're getting, and then planting seeds for when the time that is ready and the lights come on. Okay. So this is about really, we don't know where we're going, but we have faith and we have trust that the ground is there beneath us and that we can keep continuing to step forward. And as we sit in this darkness, as we sit in meditation, as we sit in our own, you're just in the shower. Oh my God, how many ideas have come to me in the shower? I don't know why. I don't know about you guys, but being near water, you get messages, and where those come from, who knows? It's just like, it feels like you just think of something that, why couldn't I have thought of that a month ago, right? So this is what you have to pay attention to. And so in the sign of Cancer, this has to do with nurturing. It has to do with self-nurturing. It has to do with loving your family. It has to do with healing. Moon energy is about healing, okay? And it's about, where do you want to go with your family, okay? So family can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, right? There's all different ways that we are family. So it's really your tribe. It's the people you consider your family. So that could be your parents or your siblings. But it also can be, you live in a co-op. It could be your best friend that you've known since kindergarten. Whoever is your family, what you identify as family, this is the time to plant seeds around healing anything that has kind of gone off track. All right. So you'll know where you're off track because you're upset, you're hurt. This is a time to heal. This is a fantastic new moon for healing. And I really do think that Mercury opposite Saturn a couple days before is asking us to settle down and to think clearly, think before we speak, to review our thought patterns, review how we go about interacting with these people that we call family. Okay, and then we've got these, earlier in the week, we've got and you'll be feeling it that whole week and then some, that stationary retrograde Neptune at 29 Pisces. Okay, so this is a very watery week, very emotional week. So tears may come up, memories may come up, suppressed memories may come up. It's a time of review to get yourself to the place where you want to go. That doesn't mean that by the second week in July, you'll be where you want to go. It means this is an opportunity for you to tap into self-care, nurturing, holding space. Okay, so I always talk about doing a ritual. And the ritual for this week, if you so choose, has to do with review and nostalgia and your ancestry. So going back, and if you have old family pictures, if you have a family photo album or a baby book, or you have stories that people have told you about the family, go back and review that. Review the people that you come from. Where did you come from? Everyone has a story. Everyone was born to someone. Even if you're adopted, look at who is your adoptive family, right? Look at their story, because that's also your story. We're all interconnected, whether it's through DNA or through just living with people, right? Like we are all a part of one another. If you watch this channel, you and I are a part of each other's lives, right? And so what I'm asking you to do is to really get quiet, get centered, do anything with water, drink water, take a bath, go to the ocean, sit by a creek, listen to ocean waves, whatever that you can do that has to do with water, because that's going to be incredibly healing. And feel your feelings. Take the time to look back at where you come from. What are the stories? Reflect on those stories. What do they mean for you? How do they inform who you have become as a person? Where do you want to go? What do you owe your grandmother? I have great-grandmother who came here as a young woman to escape the Irish famine. Wow, that's pretty heavy, How are we related to those people? I was somewhere the other day and they asked me what my last meal would be. If I could pick any last meal. And what came to me was like a giant baked potato with like tons of butter and cheese. I come from a lineage of people that were starving to death because of a potato famine. Make those connections this week. There's a reason why you are who you are, and appreciate that. Give yourself the love and the nurturing that you deserve. You are an amazing person, and you come from amazing people. So what are those connections? And even if you had a challenging childhood, even if there's tragedy in your ancestry, which pretty much that is for everybody on some level, pay homage to those people that came before you and write the story of where you are going. Take stock in that. So that is the reflections for this week. It has a lot to do with really paying attention to who you have become, how you can nurture yourself, and how you can say thank you to the ones that came before you. And really kind of let out any sort of emotions that come, because every tear that you cry is healing. So if you have to cry, go for it. It is a Cancer new moon. And I promise you that tears that flow now have a purpose. So I hope that gives you some information about how to handle the energy of the week. And yeah, just nurture yourselves. And, let's say you don't want to do the ceremony. That's all good. But just know that this is a time to heal family dynamics. Okay, so whoever you call family, put yourself in a very healing space. Let it go. Heal yourself. You can't control other people. You can't control your family. You can only heal yourself. So the more you can heal around things that have hurt you in the past or are hurting you now, that's all you can do. And also, if there's just too much going on and it feels like too much of a frenetic pace, this is a week where I ask you to slow down, take stock, review. Don't overschedule yourself this week. So yeah, that's the week ahead. So I love Cancer energy. It's sweet and it's loving and it's tender and it's introverted and it's emotional. So don't let anyone tell you you're too sensitive. Don't let anyone tell you you're too emotional. It's a beautiful time. So, as always, the universe is conspiring to help you, and there is a reason and a season for it all. Kind of reversed it this time because both are true. So please like, subscribe, and share. And happy Cancer new moon.